Oh man, the first game that I saw a black character in was Street Fighter 2, and it was Balrog. It was just this, kind of super Mike Tyson-ish knockoff, and it was just a stereotype. And I did not really enjoy that character, but that was like what we got. Hi, I am Keisha Howard, and I'm founder of Sugar Gamers, and now Sugar Gamers Labs. I am so excited. We're here at the American Writers Museum for the Levels Up exhibit. It's so funny because people either consider themselves gamers or they're not gamers, but play is a part of human nature. We're all gamers. We all play games, whether you're playing a little puzzle game on your phone, whether you're playing Monopoly, whatever you're doing, you're at play, you're playing games. And to see how this has sort of shifted into this digital medium where we get to play these stories, these collaborative stories that we tell is really interesting. And it's essentially part of everything that we're doing today. And just to kind of be here and see the history of how it went from just like pen and paper D&D to these huge digital experiences is really fascinating. Oh my goodness. Some of my favorite storylines from games, I have to tell you, like Tomb Raider did it for me. Lara Croft was a big influence in my young life. Black girl from the South Side, and being able to escape into a world where I'm this badass and I get to explore caves and mountains and forests and be a rich, attractive, protagonist. That was a lot of fun and, really influential in the way that I sort of even looked at myself as a young woman. Another game I absolutely love, BioShock, and most recently, Cyberpunk 2077. And one of the gentlemen that is sort of highlighted for this exhibit is Michael Pondsmith, which is super cool. I mean, this video game is actually based off a tabletop RPG game that he made back in like the 80s. Black guy, and it's just so wonderful to just like see how that idea and how that world that he built turned into this like super mega digital experience. And the flavor, the approach of Michael Pondsmith's like sort of his perception of what the cyberpunk world is going to look like, I think absolutely includes us. It includes people of color, Black people, and what it means to like live in an urban area, like inspiring, right? Because when you're thinking about science fiction, when you're thinking about speculative fiction that is in our popular culture, a lot of times you don't see Black faces. So it's very nice to, number one, have that representation, and number two, be, a lot of times when we're thinking about history and we're thinking about ourselves, we're thinking of some like black and white picture, and we have our heroes alive and well today, right now, creating things. I always have to give my props to Tanya DePass. I think that she just does such great work in making sure that people are sort of educated about like why representation is so important. And in addition to that, she has her own sort of perspective and her own style of storytelling that is exceptionally compelling. And again, with her being here, a fellow Chicagoan, like she's a constant source of inspiration for me because I've seen her journey over the last decade and how difficult it is for us to tell our stories in this medium. I think that more than ever, I've seen more representation than ever before in these last 4 years, and it has been desperately needed. However, the caveat to that is that we still need to tell our own stories. We still need to be in the room making decisions about like how we build the worlds that we're represented in. So instead of just seeing ourselves, we actually need to write and create and visualize what those characters are doing ourselves. That's how I feel whenever I'm creating. I'm just like, I know that, you know, I'm the best person to tell a story about a Black woman from the South Side of Chicago that likes video games, right? So if I want to see that, I have to like create what I want to see in the world. I have to support what I want to see in the world. I mean, being a creator is such a special thing. You have something in your heart, your spirit, and you just need to like, you know, manifest it, whether it's an idea or something that you see or something that you want to hear. And I think that what creatives need most is community. We are in a situation where, you know, as soon as we put our work out in a digital space, it's immediately co-opted, and there's something that's very shallow about like just creating community in digital spaces. Since the pandemic, for our safety, we have leaned into digital spaces, but they don't replace what it means to create relationships, collaboration, what teamwork feels like when you're in person, which is why with my company Sugar Gamers Labs, we try to facilitate that so people can meet one another and talk about the things that they're really passionate about. As a matter of fact, we're having an event at the end of July that brings people together to learn about emerging technology, to learn about game development, because where it's at now, you don't really need to even know how to code. So if you have an idea for a game, there's so many platforms that allow you to create right now for free. But like what makes all that come together, the glue that makes all that come together is community and support. Like, so you go someplace and other people, you know, want to hear what you have to say. They want to support your creation coming to life. They want you on their team. They, you know, it gives us the milestones. It gives us the structure that we need to really do powerful things, especially within our communities. Gaming and geek culture at this point in our society has become pop culture. So I just think that, I don't know, the geeks shall inherit the earth, and indeed we did. And now it's just time to use that creativity and use that passion that we have for this medium to solve problems, you know, because that's what geek culture did for us.